Today we are going to be discussing first off the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors series, but then stem off from there and talking about a general census of the 23 NBA playoffs and the major setbacks that we have had due to many of the injuries. You know, from many key role players to many stars being out, this has had a significant impact on the playoff picture overall. While also mentioning something that Nick Wright has brought into the spotlight recently about the Golden State Warriors and their immense injury luck from opposing teams that have benefited their team. Otherwise, that's what I gotta say for the introduction. Other than that, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. About 98% of y'all that have been watching my videos are not subscribed. I appreciate all the love, all the impressions, and all the clicks that I am getting, but, I am trying to reattain as many of you guys as possible. I'm trying to grow something here. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. So there is a lot to discuss when it does come to injuries this season. Team by team, I guess to an extent, I don't really want to mention all the teams that were affected before the NBA playoffs and were anticipated to be out to this point, but it is still a factor. For example, we look at the Western Conference and the Los Angeles Clippers over here, right? They have Paul George, who, to be fair, he missed the last couple weeks of the season, but he would have been very much needed in the series. He would have been a difference maker. After Game 2, Kawhi Leonard miraculously is no longer in the lineup, and today it came out that he actually has a torn meniscus. The positive light of this is that a lot of people just believe that he was sitting out and he had the ability to play. So I'm pretty sure that he really did want to play basketball, as I saw a previous report mentioning that. But at the same time, why is this man keep getting injured? What is he doing wrong? What is the Clippers medical staff doing wrong? Now you got Stephen A. Smith telling Steve Ballmer to, hey, convince this man to retire. Meanwhile, you got Russell Westbrook out there being relied on as a number one option, and he had a stinker last night. And I'm not going to blame him for underperforming in that game, because for a majority of this series, he has been doing very well. Even the first game when he shot 3 of 19, he had a good game and they won. The only game they won. Now let's move on. We can talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, who have had Steven Adams out for the entirety of this series, Brendan Clark. Those are two very key role players, again, who are affecting the playoff picture. And don't let me forget about Ja Morant and his broken hand practically. Because look, again, Laker fan here, I do not think the Lakers would win this series if they were healthy. Now, I still got to give them credit for being very competitive in these games, and really it's them stepping up on the defensive end, which is always going to keep you in a playoff series. However, I do not want to put an asterisk near this series because, again, those injuries are part of the game, and Ja Morant, he is deciding to play through this injury, and if you're on the court, you are healthy. Moving on, the Minnesota Timberwolves were pretty healthy and they've been pretty competitive in these games. And now look, they lost the series in 5. They had a chance to put it in overtime and I really wish that shot went in. However, maybe they wouldn't have been in that position if Anthony Edwards did not poke Kyle Anderson in the eye. That's tough, right? We have the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero with a broken hand. Victor Oladipo suffering a torn patellar tendon in his left knee. He's going to be out for a year. But they're still up 3-1 because Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Buckets. But let's be fair, probably the main reason why that is the case is because Giannis Antetokounmpo basically missed Game 1. He left in the first quarter. He missed all of Game 2 and all of Game 3. Even Joel Embiid, again, every playoffs, this man is not healthy. He just suddenly has a knee injury, right? And a sprained LCL, and that's really going to affect their chances against the Boston Celtics in the second round, assuming that the Atlanta Hawks do not win. Hey, but I'm not going to lie though, that Trae Young game winner was probably the most cold game winner I ever seen. No pun intended. Now transitioning to the other topic of this video, which has to do with the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors, and also their recent injury of De'Aaron Fox suffering a fractured index finger, but apparently he's going to be playing through it. And to this next part, I am aware that the Golden State Warriors have a much larger fan base than the Sacramento Kings. However, I did take a little poll on my community tab on this Boominverse page, and 59% of people suggest or believe that the Warriors will win the series over the Sacramento Kings. And that is even before the injury was announced. And so because of that injury, now my beliefs in the Sacramento Kings are going to change a little bit because, well, the Warriors, they came back. I did not anticipate them to win both home games, and the Kings almost had game 4. And if by any means the Warriors do win today because De'Aaron Fox has an underwhelming game due to his broken finger, and Sabonis hasn't really been stepping up the entirety of the series, and Malik Monk is very up and down, so I don't know what the outcome is going to be if De'Aaron Fox does not look like himself. Actually, I do. It will probably be Warriors in 7 or 6 at this point. I can really only attribute them winning because of another injury, and from, again, what Nick Wright recently spotlighted, all of the injuries that have benefited the Golden State Warriors from opposing teams, dating all the way back to their first title in 2015 under this dynasty, Kyrie breaking his kneecap in the game 1 in overtime, then even before that series, right, Kevin Love getting a broken arm, leaving LeBron all by himself, really. We have the time where Zaza Pachulia, one of the dirtiest players I've ever seen, intentionally injured Kawhi Leonard while they were down by 20 plus points and came back to win inevitably. Then we have CP0 rings and pulls his hamstring while they're up in 2018, up 3-2 in the series. Then we have Ja Morant that goes down last year with the injury, in which that series went to 6. But at the same time, that team without Ja Morant won a game in the playoffs by like 47 points. So like I said, I'm still under question if the Grizzlies are better with or without Ja. I really do not know at this point. Now, if De'Aaron Fox can pull out his inner Mamba mentality and then play well with a broken finger, then that would be pretty unbelievable. But Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players of all time and best player arguably of all time in terms of playing through injury. Overall, it has been a wild first round of the playoffs, and some of the reason I can get behind it, a lot of it I cannot otherwise when it does come to the, again, injuries that we are discussing, and also the refereeing. But it has turned into an outcome of a lot of very close games that have been fun to watch. And with that said, I have a new prediction for the NBA playoffs, and the outcome of it, I got referees versus injuries in the 2023 NBA Finals. At least I hope it does not turn into an outcome where we can kind of summarize it up to be like that, because so far these are the winners of the first round of the 2023 NBA playoffs in some cases. And I guess I do not want to be too critical on the NBA official referees, right, because they do have a hard job. Sometimes, from our angle, sure, we perceive it as a bit easier than, of course, what they would be able to. Maybe because they are up close and personal, and that's their professional job to do so. And even to research this topic a little bit, I went to some previous games and just saw a couple articles talking about refereeing and how they admittedly made a couple mistakes that were pretty big time. Like with 30 seconds remaining in the game 4 of Sacramento and the Warriors, Draymond Green had a reach-in foul that was pretty blatant and they did not call it. And then Harrison Barnes shot up a wild 3 and missed when they were down by 4, and they ultimately lost by 1. But then the clutch player of the year actually hit a 3 right after that to solidify them right back into the game. My main problem with the referees is not that they just are horrible people and they're really bad at what they do. It's just a bit inconsistent in terms of the physicality that they do allow. But not even only that, right? Even like the suspensions don't make no sense to me. I think, right, a lot of people were saying that Draymond Green should not have been suspended. I definitely think he should have, because he stomped on his chest and that was very on purpose. Even when it comes to the groin kicking and hitting throughout these playoffs, I just don't understand it. First off, you have like James Harden that game who hit him, which kind of looked incidental and maybe not on accident. He was on the floor for a little bit, but he got ejected, not suspended. You had Joel Embiid intentionally kick Nick Claxton. He did not get ejected at all, and that felt like a suspension-worthy kick in my opinion. Nonetheless, that is about everything that I do have to talk about for today's video. Let me just leave it right here where I can ask you to please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Again, 98% of y'all are not subscribed, at least from the viewers from my last video, which has been my best video. Again, thank you very much. Please, again, watch the entirety of the videos if you can. I very much appreciate it. The watch time does help other people see my video, and I'm trying to, again, please subscribe. I've been pretty consistent on this, and it is free for you, but I'm putting in a lot of time, so I would appreciate it. With that said, hopefully I'm able to see y'all in the next video, and you guys have a great one. Peace out. Keep watching ball so you can keep up with me. Bye.